Wake up, gentlemen. More travelers to attend to. I'd guess that fellow is the leader.
They don't look much like them others. You know, maybe we should just let these ones pass.
Nonsense. Greetings, travelers.
Highwaymen, preying on those fleeing the Darkspawn, I suppose.
They are fools to get in our way. I say, teach them a lesson.
Now, is that any way to greet someone? A simple 10 silvers and you're free to move on.
10 silvers? If you decide to give them the money, he'll ask for more. Obviously, we don't want to give them any money, since I said before, money is kind of important in this game. It's not something that I'll just willingly give, especially to robbers that I'm sure I could defeat. For now, I'll just say you're toll collectors then.
Indeed, for the upkeep of the Imperial Highway. It's a bit of a mess, isn't it?
Yeah, the highway doesn't look too good. I wonder what you guys are doing with money. Oh, wait. I don't think you guys are actually fixing the highway.
Not much gets past you, I see.
It's not really a toll. We're just robbing you, see?
Do shut up. Even a genlock would have understood that.
Yeah, I think it's kind of implied. Anyways, I am not paying.
Well, I can't say I'm pleased to hear that. We have rules, you know.
Right. We get to ransack your corpse then. Those are the rules.
It sounds like a pretty cool rule. Thing is, though, we are Grey Wardens. I don't think you want to fight us.
Did he say he's a Grey Warden? Them ones killed the king.
Traitors to Ferelden, I hear. Tern Loghain put quite a bounty on any who are found.
But aren't them Grey Wardens good? I mean, really good? Good enough to kill a king?
You have a point. Well, let's forget about the toll. We'll just leave you to your darkspawn fighting, king-killing ways.
Apparently the Grey Wardens have a bounty on their head. Which is interesting. It seems like the blame for what happened to Ostagar has been placed on us. I don't know how I feel about that. But you know, the Grey Wardens could totally use a donation right now.
You don't say.
They is really good, boss. Remember?
Well, yes. 20 silvers? That's all we've collected today.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That is not even close to being enough.
And just when we had things settled.
Now we're gonna have to fight for it, boys. Boom. So, as you can see, we get our new compatriot, we get Morrigan. Morrigan is the mage, guys. She kind of specializes in entropy. I will talk about her spells and all of that good stuff right after this battle. For now, let's just deal with this, guys, first. She has Winter's Grasp, which is one of the best abilities in the game, I like to say. Everyone, I would just like them to focus the main guy, because if you defeat the main guy, then the battle kind of goes over. He surrenders. So, there we go. Winter's Grasp. Can you need Doug to do his howl and stun a bunch of people? Fantastic. If we were to crit him when he's frozen solid, then he would automatically die. It's one of those combination spells that I talked to you guys 2 episodes ago. Now, this is going to be another special combination spell that I want to use. Check this out. If I use my vulnerability hex like this, and then I use Drain Life like this, boom! New Codex! This is the deal, boys. The deal is, combination spells are not actually told to you in the game. It doesn't matter how much you read, how much you talk to people around the game, how much you look at every tooltip here in the game. The game will not tell you that there is such a thing as combination spells. You have to figure them out by yourself. Okay? And the way you do that is by experimenting. But if you do find one, the game will give you a codex. Improved Drain. The victim of a vulnerability hex must be wary not only of damage from the elements, but also spellcasters who wish to sap the life or mana to restore their own bodies. The spells Drain Life and Mana Drain are twice as effective in those circumstances. There you go. The game will actually tell you when you've done something cool, which is amazing. Anyways, let's get rid of this guy once and for all.
We surrender.
As in me.
We're just trying to get by before the darkspawn get us all.
Oh, wow. Get by, you're a criminal.
Yes, I'm a criminal. I admit it. I apologize.
Yeah, well, I don't accept your apology. You're gonna have to give me everything that you have stolen, better on my hands than on yours.
Yes, of course. The coins we collected are right here. Just over 100 silvers. The rest is in the chests we brought. I swear.
Well, that is not good enough. We're gonna have to take you to the authorities.
There aren't any. Just the Templars, and they'll execute me.
Look, I don't do the law. I just kind of apply them. I'm not a bad guy, I swear. They'll do what they will do.
I'm not going down without a fight.
And now you can finish him. Of course, you can just let them go, which allows you to kind of evade this whole battle. But again, experience is very good in this game, guys. If you have a chance of getting experience, I suggest you take it. Experience is always nice. On the other vein, enemies here in this game scale to your level, which means that even if you're super powerful in levels, the game will not necessarily be easier on you, but, you know, it allows you to have more options since you can get more spells and things of that nature. Let's go ahead and get rid of this guy. Oh, there's another one. The guy hiding on the back. What a little pussy. Alright, we'll just kill this guy real quick. And there you go. Good job. Hey, what's going on, dudes? My name is Rex, and we are back with some more Dragon Age. On the last episode, we were saved by Morrigan and her mother, because apparently the Darkspawn got to us, and they were kind enough to mend our wounds. We kind of had to take Morrigan with us, which is okay. I don't know what plans really Flemeth has with Morrigan, why she's sending her with us, but she's proving rather useful, just based on the last battle. Mages tend to be very overpowered, but here we are in Lothering. Lothering, as I've been wanting to show you guys the map for a very long time. You guys have been asking me about where like Highever is, and since we don't really get the usage of the map until now, I haven't been able to show you. But here's the town of Lothering, and this is all of Ferelden. This is the province. Obviously, there's more to the north and more to the west. It says here west to Orlais, and then north to the Free Marches. The Free Marches is where Dragon Age 2 happens in Kirkwall. It's see, I can't really tell exactly where it is. I think it's like here. I'm not sure, but it's a little bit, you know, it's along the coast, somewhere in the Free Marches. But yep, this is the province of Ferelden. It's a beautiful province. As you can see, we got some mountains on the west, a lot of lowlands here in the middle, and then the forest and the Gorkari Wilds to the south. You see the taint? That's the representation of the Darkspawn, kind of taking over Ostagar and then pushing to the north. And as you can see, Lothering is going to suffer the full blow of the blight very, very soon. But every single chasing from the wilds has been moving to Lothering, so you can see there's going to be a lot of refugees here. Before we move there, however, let me just loot all the bandits. Gotta make sure to do that. We got a dead Templar here. Very interesting, and on him, you're going to see the Knight's Locket and a note. This golden locket bears within it a tiny painting of a pretty brown-haired young woman. It is impossible to tell who the woman might be, but whoever owned the locket was quite fond of her. And then a note. Let's go ahead and pick it up. Fallen Templar, you got a quest. We're going to have to finish this quest by getting it into the Chantry. So apparently somebody knew this Templar. We're going to have to figure out who that is. Anyways, let's make sure to loot all the crates from the bandits. We got some trap-making stuff, trap triggers. You can make traps with those. We got some arrows. Fantastic. There's going to be a couple of quests where we're going to use that from in here. But before then, we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do. We got a couple of treaties for alliances with the elves and dwarves and the Circle of Magi. We're gonna have to figure out what we want to do first.
Well, there it is. Lothering. Pretty as a painting.
Ah, so you have finally decided to rejoin us, have you? Falling on your blade in grief seemed like too much trouble, I take it.
Is my being upset so hard to understand? Have you never lost someone important to you? Just what would you do if your mother died?
Before or after I stopped laughing.
Right, very creepy. Forget I asked.
Jesus, I mean, he must be really upset, though. What do you want to talk about, Lester?
His navel, I suspect. He certainly has been contemplating it for long enough.
Oh, I get it. This is the part where we're shocked to discover how you've never had a friend your entire life.
I can be friendly when I desire to. Alas, desiring to be more intelligent does not make it so.
Anyway, I thought we should talk about where we intend to go first.
As you can see, the interaction between Alistair and Morrigan is going to be something that's going to happen a lot. You see, in this game, right now we only have this companion, the ones you can see on the screen. But later on, we're going to have the ability to choose what companions are going to come with us in our adventures. And depending on what companions you have with you, the different characters are going to have different conversations with each other. And, you know, some of them are funny, some of them are serious, and others will kind of give you more details on their past and so on. So, you know, it gives you another layer to worry about when you choose compadres, which I think is fantastic. Alistair and Morrigan specifically tend to be very funny because they tend to fight themselves a lot, and I think it's just probably one of the best combinations to have. I do want to look for Fergus. He must still be alive. Guys, Fergus is my brother. If you guys remember, he took the army of my family to battle, but when I arrived to Ostagar, he was scouting, so we don't know if he's dead yet. I might want to figure out where he is.
He was out scouting in the wilds, wasn't he? That's what the king said.
Then attempting to look for him there would be foolish. He is either dead or he managed to flee to the north.
Very sensitive.
I am simply saying that it is foolish to mount a rescue when you have no notion where this man is and the wilds are overrun with darkspawn. You will either find him somewhere outside the wilds with other survivors, or not at all.
No heart, Morrigan. No heart at all. That doesn't mean I shouldn't look for him.
That's exactly what it means. You wish to do this brother of yours a service? Avenge him. The time to look for survivors will come later.
I think what Flemeth suggested is the best idea. These treaties, have you looked at them?
No, I haven't had the chance yet.
There are 3 main groups that we have treaties for. The Dalish Elves, the Dwarves of Orzammar, and the Circle of Magi. I also still think that Arleman is our best bet for help. We might even want to go to him first.
And there you go, guys. We're gonna get kind of a verge here. We're gonna be able to choose what path to take. We can either go to Redcliffe to talk to the Owl, we can go to the Elves, the Dwarves, or the Circle of Magi. This is where the game kind of splits. Not yet, though. We're gonna have to finish Lothering before we even get to that point, but, you know, he's gonna explain to us how to get to every single section, and from there, we'll be able to choose what to do first. The game has this thing where the enemies scale with your level, so you don't have to really worry about which quest you do first. It's really just a matter of choice, which I think is amazing. Then we need to find these people? I'm actually kind of worried about it. Yeah, let's ask him that.
I can give you directions, if you like.
That would actually be fantastic. So how do we find this Arleman guy?
He'll be at Castle Redcliffe, in the far western part of Ferelden, next to the mountain passes. If he isn't there, someone will be able to tell us where he is.
The Castle Redcliffe is probably one of the most important, like, actual castles in all of Ferelden, and I'll explain that in just a minute. But first, I want to listen what you have to say about the elves.
If we head eastward, towards the Brazilian forest, we should hear word of one of the clans that wanders that area. Hopefully they will still be there.
Alright, how about the dwarves?
We would need to speak to their king in Orzammar. That means heading west into the Frostback Mountains, which won't be easy.
Yeah, it won't be easy at all. And the Circle of Magi.
That will be at their tower on Lake Kallenhard to the north. We'll be looking for the first enchanter, whoever that is.
So those are pretty much just like a summary of the 4 main missions that we have to worry about. But, obviously, there's the last mission, which would be Loghain.
If he isn't out in the field with his army, he's probably going to be at the palace in Denerim. We can go to Denerim, but somehow I suspect that they're not going to let us just walk around. Only a suspicion, of course.
So there you go. We can go to Denerim, but we won't be able to, like, go to every single section of the city. Some of them will open as we go through the story, but for now, we only get entrance to the market and some other just very generic stores and areas. Not really much of the main kind of city part, but I think that's it.
Then you have a plan.
I don't know why you're leaving it up to me, though.
Well, I don't know where we should go. I'll do whatever you decide.
Now that is unsurprising.
Arleman is a good man, but I don't know for sure he's where we should go. I'm not going to fight about it.
As you can see, Alistair is very passive in just the way that he goes around being a Grey Warden. He's supposed to be the senior Grey Warden. He is older and more experienced than me. He's been a Grey Warden for longer, so he's supposed to be the leader, but he's not. And the reason for that is that he's unhardened. There's this feature in Dragonish called Hardened, where you can make a character a better, stronger, more will-powerful version of themselves. There is going to be a time when we're going to have to make that choice, whether we want Alistair to be soft and careful about what he does, or powerful and strong-willed. And when that option comes, we'll choose whether we want it or not. It does change the ending, and it changes a lot of the way he just behaves with people and with me, and whether he's going to make choices for himself or I'm going to make choices for him. Some other characters have this too, and we'll get to those as we come along, but just letting you guys know that, you know, there's an even greater feature to the conversation aspect of dialogue than just, you know, choosing the right options. It's very, very depthful. I'll tell you that now. Is there any way to contact the Grey Wardens?
Short of leaving Ferelden to seek them out, the only place to send word to would be Weishaupt Fortress. And that's thousands of miles away.
Weishaupt Fortress is the capital of the Grey Wardens, guys. That's where the first guy, the first group of Grey Wardens actually consumed the taint and became what they are now. We'll touch on them later. For now, you can just look at the little pop-up I'm showing you guys. It gives you a little more information about the fortress. But what do you think we should do, Morrigan?
Go after your enemy directly. Find this man Loghain and kill him. The rest of this business with the treaties can then be done in safety.
Yes, he certainly wouldn't see that coming, and it's not like he has the advantage of an army and experience and...
I was asked for my opinion and I gave it. If your wish is to come up with reasons why something cannot be done, we will stand here until the Darkspawn are upon us.
I love Morrigan. She's so smart. Look, I am actually very scared about all of this, and I'm not sure this is a good idea.
I'm not sure I like any of it either, but we don't have a lot of choice in the matter.
Of course you have a choice. You could run and forget about it all. Let the Darkspawn do as they wish until other Grey Wardens come. If they come.
That's what you call a choice?
It may not be a good choice, but it's a choice nevertheless. We all choose our path, even when it seems there is only one direction we should go.
How enlightening. At any rate, I'll stay with you whatever you decide.
There you go. I'm ready to get going.
Fair enough. Let's head into the village whenever you're ready.
And there you go, so that happened. Let me show you the map again, just so that I can show you where everything is. This is Denerim, which is the capital of Ferelden. It didn't used to be always the capital. The capital before this, when the Orlesians, which are, again, the ones to the west, they conquered Ferelden a couple of years ago. And when they occupied Ferelden, the capital of Denerim used to be Amarantine, which is supposed to be located here. You can kind of see a little house there on the map. You can't really go there at all, so, you know, we won't be able to see it. But, a little house there. Anyways, that's supposed to be Amarantine, which used to be the capital before. High Ever is here, because you guys were asking me. High Ever is right about here. You can see a little house there. There are only a couple of actual airlings in Ferelden, and I don't know if I want to really go through all of them, because, you know, they are a little tricky. The ones I'm going to show you probably just the most important ones. You have here Guarim, which is where Terran Loghain is. Well, he's the Terran of this entire section here. We won't be able to go there at all, since we would have to go through the Versilian Passage in this entire area. It's, well, kind of dangerous. Plus, you know, it's filled with elves, so I'm not really going to go in there at all. And the other one is, which was the one I was going to follow you, the Southern Airling, which is all of this, which is where Lothering is supposed to be part of. But you're going to notice that there is no army here, so the Arl of this entire section has left Lothering to its doom. We may be able to get some more information out of some of the farmers in this area.
You don't look like the other folk fleeing the south. Were you in the battle?
Ah, what makes you think that?
You don't look chastened, so you're not from the wilds. And you're not a farmer. I'd guess you saw some fighting.
Ooh, yes, I'm actually a Grey Warden.
Then you'd best clear out. We're loyal to the king here, and word from the north is the Wardens betrayed King Cailan. Tairn Loghain has a bounty on any who survived.
That's crazy! He was the one that betrayed the king, not us.
Tairn Loghain? Betray MrRhexx boy? Bah, your story needs a bit of work.
Hey, you better watch your mouth. Perhaps you'd like to rephrase that, or die.
I meant, that's quite a story. Tairn Loghain killed the king? Mercy, terrible business that.
Much better now, I'll go.
Don't let me stop you.
So apparently Tairn Loghain has been telling lies about us. He betrayed the king and blamed it on us. There's some shady business going on. Anyways, as you can see, there's a lot of refugees going. There's a couple of items, as you can see there, some elf roots and stuff. I'll grab those out of cameras. You don't have to worry too much about it. If there's something important, I'll let you guys know. For now, let's see what this guy has to say.
You there. If you're looking for safe shelter, I'll warn you, there's none to be found.
Yep, this entire place is filled with people. It's really not a place for us to go, but we're no refugees.
Everyone in Lothering is aware of the approaching Darkspawn horde.
Yeah, they would be. I'm not sure they're gonna want to stick here for a while. Dragon Age. Dragon Age.
Greetings to you, good sir. if it isn't too much to ask, might you spare some bread or anything?
What happened to you guys?
We thought it would be safer in Lothering, and the Terran would bring his soldiers here. But bandits attacked us and took everything. Our food, our clothes, my daughter's pet lamb. Nobody cares about a few elves. Can you help us?
Actually, those bandits, I killed them, dude. They're dead.
You killed them?
That's wonderful news. Perhaps our belongings are still there.
I can't thank you enough, friend. Even if we don't get everything back, it's good to know others will be safe.
Good to see that I'm helping people. You don't really get any other option to help them, which is kind of sad. Mother, what's going on, kid?
Have you seen my mother?
I can't say I have, but who is she?
She's really tall, and she has red hair. We live on a big farmhold, all of us. Some mean men with swords came, and Mother told me to run to the village as fast as I could, so I did. She said she'd be right behind me, but I've been waiting and waiting, and I can't see her.
Oh boy. Oh boy. You know where your father is?
He went with William to the neighbours yesterday, but he didn't come back.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright, come with me, look, I'll help you find your mother.
Mother said I wasn't to go with anyone. I'm supposed to wait for her here, in the village.
Oh, jeez. Go to the Chanter, child, someone will look after you.
I will, but only if I don't find Mother first. You're a really nice man, kind of like Father. I should go look for Mother now.
Oh, jeez. That kid is gonna have a very sad future. Anyways, seems like there's an argument here. Let's see if we can fix it.
Back off. I have the right to charge what I wish.
You profit from their misfortune. I should have the Templars give away everything in your carts.
You wouldn't dare. Any of you step too close to my goods and I'll...
It's so nice to see everyone working together in a crisis. Warms the heart.
Oh, you there. You look able. Would you care to make a tiny profit helping a beleaguered businessman?
Huh. Why would I want to help you?
Didn't I mention profit?
He is charging outlandish prices for things people desperately need. Their blood is filling his pockets.
'Tis only survival of the fittest. All of these cretins would do the same in his shoes, given the chance.
I have limited supplies. The people decide what those supplies are worth to them.
You bought most of your wares from these very people last week. Now they flee for their lives, and you want to talk business?
Look, stranger, I've 100 silvers if you drive this rabble off, starting with that priest. I'm an honest merchant, nothing more.
Whoa, 100 silver, that's 1 gold. That's actually a lot of money, and as I keep saying multiple times over, money's very important in this game. We got the choice, guys. We get to either choose to side with the cleric or side with the businessman. There are not really that many options that you can have here. If you side with the woman, then he's just gonna stay. Depending on your choices, he might actually leave. So you have to be very careful. You don't want to lose this merchant. He's kind of important. Otherwise, you can side with him and get some reputation with Morrigan, which is always nice to get that reputation. Plus, you get the gold. It's probably the best choice, but since we're playing good guy, I'm gonna choose to side with the cleric, even though it's gonna cost me 1 gold. I hate to do this. Don't you think you're being unscrupulous?
Would it help these folks if they could buy no goods at all?
They spend their very last coin because they are desperate, and this man preys upon them as surely as the bandits outside the city.
I'm not arguing anymore. Drive off this woman and get your 100 silvers. Otherwise, I'm taking my wagon and leaving.
Now, this is where you have to be careful. If you don't persuade him good enough, then he will just leave and you're gonna lose him, so let's do that. I think you can compromise and we can still make a profit now.
Perhaps. If that woman agrees I'm allowed to charge something.
Do what you must, so long as the prices do not beggar the needy.
Fine, done. And since you don't look too needy, normal prices for you.
So, we have come to solve every squabble in the village personally. My, but the Darkspawn will be impressed.
Thank you for your generous assistance. May the Maker watch over your path.
As you can see, Morrigan is going to be kind of a bitch to most people in this game, which means that if you want to get some reputation with her, you're gonna have to be kind of like her. And, you know, I guess make choices that are not necessarily morally correct. On that side, usually you can get a little bit of a tip, whether, you know, what character's gonna want you to do one or the other thing. You can see that Morrigan was like kind of siding with the merchant there for a while, so that kind of tells you that if you want to make her happy, then you should side with him. I don't usually pay too much attention to that. I like to play with my own choices, but just letting you know that that can happen. You can actually kill the merchant like this.
Evil. Serves that wench right. You have my thanks. And 100 silvers, yes? What? Help! Someone?
Yep, that's cool. Anyways, we got a Chanter Devons and a Chanter's Board. The Chanter's Board is one of the main ways to get quests around this parts, at least in this particular city. And some of the other ones, usually you get quests directly from people, but in this case, we get this. Let's see what he has to say about it.
And Eileen spoke unto the masses, my hearth is yours, my bread is yours, my life is yours. For all who walk in the sight of the Maker are one.
Greetings? I smile back awkwardly.
Let all repeat the chant of light. Only the word dispels the darkness upon us.
He can't answer you. He's Chanter Devons.
What's that?
One of them that can only say the chant of light. His board has letters of good deeds to be doing. My father fixed Widow Allison's roof once, and the charter paid him, he did.
A learned child is a blessing upon his parents and onto the Maker.
I don't really need to fix a roof, but... So this is like a vow of silence then. He can't talk normally?
Unless it's the chant of light, no.
And so Rajmael in the heathen temple recanted. Speak only the word, sing only the chant. Then the golden city is thine, spoke Andraste.
Man, that is so lame. We might be able to trick this guy. Let's try. A chanter says, what?
What?
Oh, you got him to speak. Ha!
What hath man's sin wrought?
Oh, he cheated.
Yeah! Have anything of interest on the board?
Blessed are the peacekeepers, champions of the just.
And there you go, so that happened. Let's get one quest. Bandits everywhere! Cool, let's just accept it. So apparently some bandits have been assaulting this land. We're gonna have to see if we can destroy them. Lothering, Chanter's Board. Here you see the quest. You came across a Chanter's Board in Lothering. Chanter Devons is in charge of the board, which he fills with the villagers' request for help. There is a notice on the Chanter's Board about bandits groups lurking north of Lothering. There are 3 groups in all, and they must be eradicated. We're gonna do that in just a minute. First, let's deal with this guy.
The legions of evil are on your doorstep. They will feast upon our hearts. There is nowhere to run. This evil will cover the world like a plague of locusts.
Please, you're scaring the children.
Better to slit their throats now than let them suffer at Darkspawn hands. There! One of their minions is already amongst us. This man bears their evil stench. Can you not see the vile blackness that fills him?
Interesting that this guy can actually see that we have consumed a taint, which normal people can't. We gotta figure out what's going on with this guy. Jesus, why don't you keep your voice down, dude?
I watch the Black Horde descend on my people. I will not be silent.
Please stop. Somebody shut his mouth.
But isn't he right? The ban left us. We're going to die.
This minion is but the first of those who will destroy us.
Dude, relax! You poor man, what happened to you?
My family, my clan, those creatures butchered them all. Some of us fled here, but we cannot escape the Darkspawn.
That's not true. We can do this, dude.
No, I have seen them. You cannot run. You cannot fight.
Whoa, standing around and shouting won't save you.
There is nothing to do. No hope is left!
We Feraldians have fought off far worse in our past.
Are you calling me a coward?
Kind of. I'm calling you an idiot. Listen to yourself for a moment.
I have shamed my ancestors, but the blackness will come.
He was right, wasn't he? There's no hope for us.
Ah, come on, dude. There's always hope. Muster your courage.
You're right. We can't give up. But we can't fight. What are we supposed to do?
We can't lie down and die either. We must go north to Denerim.
The evil shall descend upon us!
What? Thick says the ghost. As you can see, there are going to be a couple of times during the game where you're going to be able to, I guess in a way, hire people for the army in Denerim. It doesn't actually have an impact on the ending or on the last battle with the main army, but it's one of those fun things to do. See if we can hire as many people as possible, and when I find that happen a couple of times, and I'll make sure to do them as they come. Anyways, we're gonna enter the Chantry later. We do have the one quest that we grabbed at the very beginning of the episode with the Templar. Since the guy that knows the Templar is inside there, we're gonna cover that in I think tomorrow, because this episode is gonna take too long if we get in. There's a lot of conversations inside. Let's make sure to grab this since we're gonna enter battle. There we go. Grab a couple of things. There's a gift you can get in this particular crate. There we go. I'm just letting the pop-ups deal with the details. Makes it a little bit easier on me. But anyways,
Stop looking at me, mongrel. I have nothing you want. Why do you keep staring at me so, you flea-ridden beast? Can you not tell when you are not wanted? I enjoy company of creatures of the wild, not stench-ridden domesticated wolves. And he persists. Maddening!
Haha, I made her angry. There are gonna be a couple of areas during every single map that will trigger conversations like this. Every time, for example, that we pass through this bridge, like, it doesn't matter how many times I reload the save, every time I pass through this bridge, a conversation is gonna trigger. It doesn't have to be this conversation. Sometimes Morrigan talks to Alistair about how he's weak in the terms of, like, why he's not a leader. Sometimes he asks him about his, Alistair asks her about her mother. Sometimes she talks to Barkspawn, like, it really depends. But the one thing that never changes is that it happens every time we pass through this bridge. For example, I don't want to go there, but if you see the refugees over on that side and we walk through their camps, that will trigger another conversation. So there are specific areas of the map that are going to do this. And, well, I guess you're going to see whenever we pass through them, because they will talk when it happens. Anyways, we got a couple of quests here. I'm not going to pick this ones up on this episode, since those tend to... Well, those are about making healing poultices and making potions and making traps. So I'm going to deal with those tomorrow, since they're mostly just tutorial stuff, and I don't really want to deal with them today. This episode is already about 25 minutes long, so, you know, I'm going to have to hurry it up.
How dare you accuse me of thievery? I saw you take the supplies from my car. Your grassland eyes are inept. A Chasind would never stoop to petty theft. You marsh folk are all thieves and liars.
Enough! People here are already desperate and frightened. They don't need you two coming to blows.
But what about my food?
I said enough!
Jesus. Sadly, there's nothing we can do about it. This is not an actual quest. All we get from this is the Codex, which is, I guess, nice enough.
The carnage we left in the wilds was horrifying.
Horrifying, I bet. Anyways, before we go and fight some of the bandits, well, we're gonna save here because the game automatically saves here. So let's deal with that. But before we go and fight the bandits, somebody here we gotta see.
You aren't one of my captors. I will not amuse you any more than I have the other humans. Leave me in peace.
I'm very curious about you. Are you a prisoner? Who put you here?
I'm in a cage, am I not? I've been placed here by the Chantry. I am Sten of the Beresad, the vanguard of the Kunari peoples.
Interesting. I'm Aiden. Pleased to meet you.
You mock me. Or you show manners I have not come to expect in your lands. Though it matters little now. I will die soon enough.
This is a proud and powerful creature, trapped as prey for the Darkspawn. If you cannot see a use for him, I suggest releasing him for mercy's sake alone.
Mercy? I wouldn't have expected that from you.
I would also suggest that Alistair take his place in the cage.
Yes, that's what I would have expected.
I suggest you leave me to my fate.
What did you do to end up here?
I have been convicted of murder. Have the villagers not spoken of this?
No, they haven't. Who did you murder?
The people of a farmhold. 8 humans, in addition to the children.
Jesus. Are you guilty?
Are you asking if I feel guilt or if I am responsible for the deed? However I feel, whatever I've done, my life is forfeit now.
Not necessarily. But if you feel guilty about the murder, why did you do it?
Either you have an enviable memory or a pitiable life to know nothing of regret.
I guess that's a pretty cool quote. Capturing you must have been difficult.
There is no difficulty in capturing prey that surrenders.
So you surrendered?
I waited for several days until the knights arrived.
Interesting. Why?
Because I wished to.
Well, I guess that explains it. That's a very weird thing to do, dude.
Either you have an enviable memory or a pitiable life to know nothing of regret.
Alright. How long have you been here?
20 days now. I shouldn't last much longer, another week at most.
That's like a very long time, dude, without food and water.
Compared to your kind, maybe.
Wow. Aren't you interested in seeking atonement?
Death will be my atonement.
Actually, I could change that if you want to. There are other ways.
Perhaps. What does your wisdom say is equal to my crime?
You could help me. We could fight the Darkspawn together.
The Blight? Are you a Grey Warden, then?
Yes, I am.
Surprising. My people have heard legends of the Grey Warden's strength and skill. Though I suppose not every legend is true.
Whoa, that's not very nice. Would the Revered Mother let you free?
Perhaps if you told her the Grey Wardens need my assistance. It seems as likely to bring my death as waiting here.
Alright, I could do that.
Farewell, then.
A penitent man left to be torn to pieces by Darkspawn. 'Tis a fine example of the Chantry's mercy, is it not?
There we go, we get Stan here as a Codex. He is a Kunari. You guys remember that I talked about the ogres being the Darkspawn equivalent of a Kunari. Now, a Kunari, I guess you can just imagine them being like normal humans, just bigger, bulkier, stronger, kind of like an ogre kind of this fantasy world, if you will, just more human looking. Now, on other games, especially, or specifically Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age 3, they actually changed the way the Kunari people look. In this game, they look very much like humans, as you can see, but they did a little bit of a cosmetic change in the Dragon Age 2, where they gave them horns, so they kind of look more like ogres now, like just humanistic kind of looking ogres. The reason they made them look very human in Dragon Age 1 was because they there were a lot of limitations in the hardware of Dragon Age 1. They couldn't actually build them with horns, because if they did that, they wouldn't, the helmets in the game wouldn't work for them, or for him specifically, so they decided to just remove the horns. That's kind of a little fun trivia there, which is kind of interesting, but just picture him having like horns, I guess, being a little bit less human looking than that, if you want to be more lore friendly, if you will. Anyways, we got the bandits here. We're gonna have to fight them. They're not gonna be that difficult. We have to clear a total of 3 groups of them, which is kind of cool. We'll just make sure to put Darkspawn here in the middle, do some howls in there, check out the lady. I'm gonna have to fix her tactics, because I haven't done that yet, and I want her to do things by herself. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to, well, do things for her, which is not really what I want. Mind Blast stuns everybody. Guys, I showed you all the combination spells of Curse of Weakness and Drain Life, so I'm gonna do that again because I love it. Booyah! 52 instead of the typical, I think it was 34 before, which is cool. There we go, 69 frost damage. This is crazy. Anyways, there you go. Make sure that there's nothing to loot here. We got 3 corpses. Get all the poultices. We're gonna need them later. Later in potions. I'm trying to grab as many, I guess, ingredients as possible, because we're gonna have to make some potions later for the tutorial quest that I talked about before, and some trap stuff we're gonna have to make, and I think you can buy them though. But if you lose the ability to have the merchant because you failed the dialogue options, that you can always just grab whatever you need from the land. The developers made sure that you could do that just in case. They do give you alternate routes for most things, so that's kind of nice. Anyways, that's the 3rd group over there. We're gonna deal with this ones first, because the other one has an elite character. We're gonna deal with that later. There we go. It's a lot of damage. Should probably say an Alistar in there first. Oh, we got a level for Darkspawn. Fantastic. Gotta like that. Anyways, why don't I try Dual Striking to show you how it looks like, as I haven't used it yet. There you go. So as you can see, I'm dealing damage with both my weapons. I should probably heal. So it deals pretty much double my damage, but instead of, well, I guess The drawback is that I can't backstab and I can't crit, which I guess is okay. If you're fighting somebody from the front, then it's obviously better, because you're not gonna actually backstab from the front, so you're pretty much just always doing more damage, which is nice. It's always about choosing the right moment to use it, of course. It's especially nice with one of the specializations that we get later on for the rogue, which is the duelist, which relies a lot on just face-to-face kind of battles instead of, you know, being an assassin or going from the back, which is kind of interesting. Anyways, there we go. Oh, he resisted it. Let's try the howl here. Now I'm gonna choose Morrigan. I'm gonna focus on the bandit leader because he's by far the biggest threat. Make sure that he's always stunned. Remove his ability to resist blows. It's not too shabby, boys. There we go. Get rid of this guys real quick. Now, the cool thing about dealing with these guys first, especially before you even pick up Sten for your group, is that one of the rewards for this quest, outside of the 3 gold that you get, which, by the way, is a lot of freaking money, is that you get a set of gear. A set of heavy gear, actually, that you can use for Sten. Check this out before I even loot those guys. So, actually, I think it's the main guy, or is it... Yeah, it's the main guy. There you go. We got the Great Sword, the Gunari Thickened Cap, and a heavy chainmail set. Fantastic. The best thing for Stan. You see, Stan is going to come out of that cage without a single item. He's not going to have a weapon. He's not going to have gear at all. So I suggest doing this quest to grab that set of gear, then you can give it to him. Fantastic. Anyways, there you go. So why don't we go to the Chanter's board and finish this. And here we are. Let's see what he has to say about this.
The path of righteousness is full of hardship. The Maker smiles upon its travelers.
Thank you, sir. 3 gold. That is crazy. We got 9 sovereigns. It's actually pretty sweet. But anyways, that's gonna be the end of the episode, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Tomorrow, we're gonna get Stan. We're gonna finish, hopefully, this entire section of Lothering. There's a lot to do. We're gonna enter the Chantry. There's a couple of people, very important people, actually, we're gonna have to talk to inside there. And there's also a secret. Something there in the bar that we want to get. Anyways, guys, I will see you all tomorrow.